cyberspace astronauts. Are you ready to be entertained with pointless jibber-jabber and senseless small talk? If so, then you have come to the right place. It's the Todd Cook Show, starring Todd Cook, and featuring music by local and national artists. Now, broadcasting from his garage, here is Todd Cook.
Hi there. Is it that time already? Must be. I hear everybody cheering. This is the Todd Cook Show. I am here. You are here. I am talking. You are listening. Thank you very much. This is the Todd Cook Show. I am Todd Cook, and I am broadcasting live from my basement in Wichita, Kansas on Father's Day 2013. This is episode 2-5, season 2, episode 5 of the Todd Cook Show, and it is Father's Day. And if you listen to this show with any level of consistency, you will know that I normally do not speak about what the specific day it is. And the reason for that is you can listen to this show anytime by going to www.youtube.com/The Todd Cook Show, or you can go to iTunes, to the podcast section of iTunes, and download it there as well. Or you can go to Podomatic.com and find it there as well. And so you can listen to it anytime, basically. And so if I say it's Father's Day, you might not be listening until August, and you'll be like, it's not Father's Day. So that can sometimes be a little awkward, and I try to avoid that. But today is a special Father's Day episode. I am a father. I have 3 kids. Now, some of you say, oh, you only got 2. Now, I think I count the one that's on the way. I got 2 boys, a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and I got a little girl who will be arriving sometime late summer, early fall, and I'm excited about that. But I had a good Father's Day today, and I want to tell you about that. This is really an all Father's Day show for the most part, just to kind of tell you what I did and how, on this Father's Day, what I did and how I spent my time. One thing I did is I spent some time washing a car. Now, that sounds exciting, but actually I wasn't really washing a car, or at least that wasn't the main purpose of going outside and turning on the water hose and spraying it at the vehicle. That wasn't the main purpose, but the car did get washed, and I'm going to tell you about that in just a few short minutes. And I'll also tell you about my wife, preparing my favorite meal for Father's Day. And I've got kind of a unique favorite meal that not too many people would like. I should say just a favorite food that I don't think would make too many people's even top 5 or top 10 list, but it is definitely my favorite food to eat, and I'm going to tell you about that. Also about taking a nap. I tried to take a nap today, but it's kind of what I call a pretend nap. It's a fake nap, and I'm going to explain that as well. And I got music by Good and Greasy coming up. That's my band. Yes, I'm going to play another song by my band. It's my podcast. Why not play my band? And that'll be coming up towards the end of the program. So let's get started. Father's Day 2013. Wanted to wash the car, but not really. What I really wanted to do was to spray my 6-year-old son with the garden hose. We got a little kiddie pool out there for him and the 2-year-old, and the 2-year-old was taking a nap at the time, and it was about 90 degrees outside, and I didn't need to get the car cleaned. I had pulled it around to the back of the house. We got another driveway behind the house, and I pulled the vehicle up in there with intentions of cleaning out the inside mostly. You know, when we got 2 kids, the back seat was just full of toys and food crumbs and McDonald's wrappings and stuff like that. So I wanted to get in there and try to clean some of that up. So that was kind of the main purpose. But I decided while I was out there, why not go ahead and spray down the outside as well. But for the most reason was I wanted to have a little water fight with my son. I want to try to sneak up on him because he's always trying to sneak up on me and spray me. And he goes out there with that kiddie pool, and he had this big water gun, that you suck up the water and then you spray it out. And he's always trying to get me wet. And I'm not real big on getting wet. I don't like the water all that much. My wife will tell you that I try to avoid getting wet quite frequently. I'm not into getting sprayed with the hose or getting into a swimming pool. And I actually talked about that on the an earlier broadcast. And to me, whether it's raining outside or getting wet any other way, it's just not fun. I don't really enjoy water that much. And if you want to learn more about that or hear my explanation for that, you have to go back to my archives and find the episode where I talked about that. But anyway, I pulled the car around there, and I got the 6-year-old boy out there, and he's kind of playing in the swimming pool, and I'm giving him a little spray every now and then. And then, even though I don't like it that much, I don't like, having the water fights all that much. I do enjoy doing it with my son because he just loves it and thinks it's the funniest thing. And so I was going to give him this opportunity to kind of mess with this old man here. And so as I'm washing the car and stuff, and at a certain point, I would put down the hose and pick up the rag that I was using to wash I had a little soap bucket there, and I'm wiping down the hood and stuff. And I purposely left the garden hose right next to him because normally it's all you can do to keep him from picking up a hose and spraying it at you. If the water is on, 9 times out of 10, if you're nearby and he sees that hose, he at the very least is going to pick it up and point it at you. And if you don't tell him no, he's going to try to spray you. It's all you can do to keep that from happening. But for some reason, when I actually want him to spray me, it became kind of difficult. What I did at first today was I just laid the nozzle down next to him. As I was, I'd already sprayed him and I sprayed myself a little bit, to keep cool. It was 90 degrees. I turned the nozzle to mist, and just sprayed my hair, to keep it wet, and sprayed myself a little bit and told him, I was hot out here and kind of felt good today. And then I set the hose down right next to him, the nozzle down, just waiting for him to start spraying me and letting the fun for him begin. This went on for a good 5 minutes. I kept looking back and the hose is right there and he's not even touching it. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Johnny? Every time we're out here and that hose is anywhere nearby, you're trying to spray me, and now here I am wanting you to spray me, and you have not done it yet. He just kept playing in this kiddie pool, like splashing a little bit, but he would not pick up the hose. Maybe it was all those times I told him not to that it finally sunk in. And then at some point, I was like, okay, we got to make this out. I pick the hose back up, rinse the soap off, and then go to another part of the car. And at some point, I'm wanting him to spray me, and I'm trying to give him a little hint, a little clue. And I was like, man, it's really hot out here. I wish there was a way for me to cool down. Maybe if somebody, could spray a little water on me, that would really cool me down. I look over at him. He's still just playing. And at some point, I knew he heard me, and he actually said something, but he still didn't pick up the hose. And I did this like a couple more times. Boy, it's hot out here. Man, I'm sweating. The sun is on my back and my neck. I think I might be getting the sunburn. If I could just get somebody to spray me down with the hose. And eventually, I think he finally got the clue and jumped up, grabbed the hose, and started hitting me with it. And I'm running around, pretending like I don't want to get wet, when in reality, that's the whole reason I'm out there washing the car in the first place. Which, it might seem like a little bit of a stretch to go through all the motions of washing a car when in reality you just want to have a water fight. But like I said, the car did need washed anyway, and it was a fairly nice day out there. But he really loves spraying the water. He sprays it straight up and then lets it fall on his head, and then sprays it straight up and lets it fall on my head, and then turns the nozzle to the one that sprays the hardest and hits me and actually kind of stings. I'm like, geez, that one kind of hurts. Let's avoid that little setting on the water hose. But we got the car washed, and we got the boy sprayed down, and he got me sprayed down, and we made a lot of rainbows, and he really likes doing that. He'll set it on the mist or one of the lighter sprays, and just spray it at the right angle, and you can see the rainbow forming across the water droplets. And with our car being black, you actually see it showed up quite nicely. See some nice rainbows, and he'd go around another part. Here's another rainbow. Here's another rainbow. And then I eventually got in the kiddie pool with him as well. It was 90 degrees, and he wanted me to get in there, and I must have looked ridiculous to the neighbors. I've always wondered that because I've done this frequently with him before, getting in the little pool. It's actually he's kind of big for it. It's more for his little brother, but we might get one of those bigger ones before the summer's up for him. But I must have looked pretty silly in there on my knees, playing around, splashing with a 6-year-old in a little bitty pool. But that's what Father's Day is all about. If I did not have the boys, I would not be a father, and I could not imagine my life without them. And I always enjoy doing things for them, things that they enjoy, even if I don't enjoy them as much. I always enjoy them when I'm doing them with my son. And with that, I'm going to take a short little break here. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Todd Cook Show, and I will be right back. Hi, Todd Cook here. Do you like going out on Friday or Saturday nights for some supper and live music, but you're not into the bar scene? Because let's face it, when the alcohol starts to flow, those places can get a little loud and a bit rowdy. sometimes to the point that it becomes difficult for you to enjoy your food or the music? Do you wish that there was a place that had good food, good music, but a less distracting atmosphere? A place that you can enjoy the food and the music but still get home at a decent hour? Well, that place does exist, and it's right here in Wichita on the corner of Douglas and Hillside, or 110 South Hillside to be exact. It's called The Kiln. They have live music every Friday and Saturday night starting at 7 p.m. and ending at 9. The Kiln is a Christian-ran, non-alcoholic establishment that operates solely on donations. And they always have great food and great entertainment. And one of the best parts, you don't need a babysitter. You can bring the kids with you. So for more information, contact Mike through the Facebook page. The Kiln, K-I-L-N, and be sure to check it out yourself this Friday or Saturday night, 110 South Hillside, corner of Douglas and Hillside in Wichita. The Kiln, where they are always glad you came. Okay, I am back. You're listening to The Todd Cook Show. The Todd Cook Show at gmail.com is my email address. The Todd Cook Show at gmail.com. You can reach me there and ask me any question you might have, and I will respond to it if I have the time. And I will, because I don't get that many emails. So please send me an email. Makes me feel like there's more people out there listening. Although I know there are people listening, getting those emails on occasion makes it a little more convincing. It helps my confidence. Let's put it that way. It's a Father's Day edition of the Todd Cook Show. I told you about having a little water fight with my son and how I felt like I was in Bizarro world out there with him, trying to get him to spray me with a water hose when normally that's all he ever wants to do. But the one time that I kind of wanted him to do that, he did not seem to get the message right away, and it took me a little while. But anyway, now the next thing I want to tell you about is on Father's Day, just like on Mother's Day, I made my wife a nice breakfast. You always do at least one meal for them. It seemed like on Mother's Day I might have screwed up and forgot exactly what she wanted, or I can't remember exactly what I did. But she got me my favorite food, and everybody out there probably has a favorite food, but I doubt there's too many people out there who have the same favorite food that I do, because my favorite food is a little unique. Everybody out there, some of you might be, pizza. That's a pretty common one that people have, or, steak, and what else? Maybe like Chinese food. Some people like the whole ethnic, Chinese food or Mexican food or Italian food. But my wife likes fried chicken. She would just like fried chicken and mashed potatoes, and I like that too. That's up somewhere on my list as well. That might be top 5, definitely top 10 for me. But my favorite food is simply just cold lunch meat sandwiches, and I never know exactly what to call them. Some people call them deli sandwiches, with deli meat. But just cold lunch meat sandwiches like you could get, at a Subway, the cold cut trio at the Subway restaurant. Love it, right? And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be any kind of particular bread, white, whole wheat. I don't even know what the breads are. Rye, marble rye, whatever those weird breads are. There's probably some actually breads I might not like. If they got nuts in them and stuff. I'm not real big on nuts in my bread. But it doesn't matter. The kind of bread doesn't matter that much. The kind of meat doesn't even matter. It could be just bologna. And I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. You give me 2 slices of bread, bologna, and some mayonnaise. I've never been dissatisfied with that. It's very simple, very easy to do, and I've never once had that and thought, this is not what I wanted. It's always very good. Now, if I'm going to make my own sandwich and I got enough stuff in the fridge to do it, it's going to be, bread, preferably some kind of a bun, has a little more thickness to it of some sort. Maybe some sesame seeds on it or something, but it doesn't matter too much. The bread is just bread. It's what you hold the meat together with. But it could be bologna, ham, roast beef, turkey, pastrami. I don't care. Doesn't really matter. Just put it there on the bread, a little mayonnaise, some lettuce, some tomatoes, pickles, just a little touch of horseradish. I really like, horseradish. So just a little touch of that. It can be really nice on a sandwich as well. Of course, like I said, mayonnaise. But never been disappointed by just a simple cold lunch meat sandwich. And that's what my wife got for me. She went to the store and got some nice deli sandwiches and brought them home. Awesome. Absolutely loved it. And I actually have some shrimp cocktail that I'm going to be eating here shortly to end my Father's Day with a little shrimp cocktail. But some people out there might be saying, how can that be? You can't possibly, your favorite food out there in the whole world cannot just be bologna sandwiches. I'm telling you it is. I know there's it doesn't even require to be cooked. You don't even have to cook it. You're saying for your favorite food, it should be something that has to be cooked and has to be cooked correctly. It has to have a certain kind of a sauce to it or certain spices or, the way you prepare it, whether it's baked or fried or broiled, whatever it might be. It should require some sort of preparation, some skilled preparation for that food in order for that food to be your favorite food. And I'm telling you, no, it doesn't. I like me just a nice sandwich. I like my bologna. I like whatever other kind of meat you want to throw on it. I like my bread. I like lettuce. I like the tomatoes. I like the pickles. I like picking it up with my hands and taking a big bite out of it. It's all good. Always good. Never disappointing. Give me a nice cold lunch meat sandwich. Lunch, dinner, the next day, lunch, dinner as well. Even breakfast. I've done sandwiches for breakfast. And my wife, by the way, she prepared me breakfast as well. Some bacon and eggs and some toast. That's really all I wanted. Nice, simple, low-carb bacon, eggs, and a piece of toast. I'm not sure if I had a piece of toast or not. I definitely had the eggs and bacon and went outside to try to eat it on the patio and got the boys in the trampoline. And it didn't work out as well as I thought because they got in there for a little while and they weren't happy and different things were happening. And I had to keep getting up and down to try to settle all whatever their problems were. And didn't quite enjoy my breakfast on the patio as much as I would have liked to. But bacon and eggs, cold lunch meat sandwich. I had it for lunch and some more just about an hour ago. Absolutely fantastic. I think with that, it's time for me to play a song. I always play a song in here, and like I said, today I've decided to play a song by my band called Good and Greasy. We just had a gig last night, had a lot of fun, but now I'm going to play a song that I wrote here. It's the band's name is Good and Greasy. The song is called Hey You. It's about living in Wichita and having a little Wichita pride. Hey You, I'm from Wichita on the Todd Cook Show with
Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and you're not as smart as you think you are. Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and I don't really care if you don't ever understand. You say that Kansas is a flyover state, it's the place that you have never been. But have you ever asked yourself, who built that jet you're flying in? Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and you're not as smart as you think you are. Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and I don't really care if you don't ever understand. Celebrities, they seem so proud of their origin fame, but I've seen these people on my TV. They should not be proud, they should all be ashamed. Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and you're not as smart as you think you are. Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and I don't really care if you don't ever understand. how to live our lives. But why should I ever listen to them when they don't know the difference between truth or lies? Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and you're not as smart as you think you are. Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and I don't really care if you don't ever understand. Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and you're not as smart as you think you are. Hey you, I'm from Wichita, and I don't really care if you don't ever understand. No, I don't really care if you don't ever understand.
That is my band, Good and Greasy, with Hey You on the Todd Cook Show. And that song is brought to you by B&B Towing. B&B Towing, call them for all of your towing needs. 316-214-4021. This is only for those of you out there who are listening from the Wichita, Kansas area. Out of Mulvane, Kansas, call Cheyenne Brown at B&B Towing for tows, jump starts, winch out. If you've been locked out of your vehicle, if you need fuel delivery, if you got an old clunker that you want him to come out and haul away for you, call Cheyenne Brown, a 20-year veteran of the United States Air Force. He is the owner and operator and a really good guy. B&B Towing, 316-214-4021. And now it's time to take another break. You're listening to the Todd Cook Show. I'll be back right after this short message.
Hi, everybody. Do you live in the Wichita area? Are you looking for a great place for lunch or dinner? Do you love live acoustic music but don't know where to go? Try the Artichoke Sandwich Bar. It is located on the corner of Broadway and Murdoch in Wichita, and it is a fantastic place to eat and listen to live music. It is located on the corner of Broadway and Murdoch in Wichita, and what goes better with a sandwich than a cold beer? So look up the Artichoke Bar on Facebook today to find out when they are opened and what musical artist is performing next. They just celebrated their 30th year in business, so you know they're doing something right. The Artichoke Sandwich Bar, 811 North Broadway, Wichita, Kansas, where everything is okie dokie artichoke.
All right, it's time for the last segment of the Todd Cook Show, episode 2-5. That's episodes of season 2, episode 5 of the Todd Cook Show. I'm going to finish it up by telling you about my attempt to take what I call a fake nap. And I shouldn't say attempt because I actually was quite successful. It did not exactly work out the way I had imagined that it would have, but yeah, it worked out all right. And let me explain what I mean by these fake naps. I do this quite frequently, maybe a couple times a month. I'll do this, and it is this: instead of going to the bedroom or somewhere, and I could have probably done that today, being Father's Day. I think my wife would have been okay if I would have snuck off to the bedroom to take a quick nap. But what I do is on these fake naps is I just lay down on the floor between the coffee table and the TV. And the reason I do that instead of going into the bedroom where it's, I can shut the door and everything will be quiet is because when I do that, if I go into the bedroom and I lay down underneath the blankets and get really comfortable in the dark room where it's quiet, I usually go into too deep of a sleep to where I end up sleeping longer than I want to. And then when I wake up, a lot of times I feel a little more tired sometimes than I would. I mean, it's like when you sleep all night, it takes another half hour in the morning for me to just get moving sometimes, and that can be like that with the nap. But when the nap is 4:00 in the afternoon, and you don't want to sleep for 2 hours and then get up and have another half hour where you still feel sleepy, your night will be over and it'll be time to go back to bed, and then you might have trouble sleeping since you had such a good nap. And so to avoid that, I just lay down in the living room floor between the coffee table that's in front of the couch and the television. I just get a cushion from the couch, and I lay down there. And this time I got a little blanket, too, because it's right underneath the ceiling fan, and sometimes I get a little chilly there. And the point of this is not really to sleep. It's just to get a little shut-eye time, a little rest time. a little. I never really fall asleep. I probably do a little bit, but never a very deep sleep. But it's very restful, and I enjoy it. So I do it quite frequently. And the kids are there, so they're all making their noise and stuff. So I would never be able to sleep very much at all. Anyway, and then the dog, of course, he's the worst. The two kids, will make their occasional noises or whatever, which is fine. If I didn't want that, I'd go into the bedroom. And like I said, this is it's those little noises that keep me from getting into that deep sleep, because I don't want to get into a really deep sleep. I just want to get to a restful state. And so I welcome these little noises that they make and kind of keep me half awake there. But the dog is the worst. That dog just has to be too close to me, has to have his face too close to my face. And at some point today, as I was laying there, I was really close to sleep, maybe actually asleep at some point, and I feel this warm air hitting my face. And not only is the air warm, but it has a bit of an odor to it. And I know right away, before I open my eyes, it's the dog. And sure enough, I open my eyes, and his nose is literally 2 inches from my nose, and he's right there just breathing on me. And I was like, I pushed him away a little bit and rolled back over. And then at some point, my 2-year-old son comes, and he's using various parts of my body as a car for his Hot Wheel cars. And he's rolling them up and down my leg and my arm and my chest, just like a little road for his Hot Wheel cars. And all this is going on, and my older son is watching TV, and I think talking with his mom a little bit, and I hear that every now and then. But there's these little brief moments where I must fall asleep because I don't hear anything or feel anything. I don't feel a dog breathing on me. I don't feel my son running his race car up and down my leg. I just I'm asleep apparently. But it's these real brief moments. But I really enjoy it. It's kind of a nice way to take what I call a fake nap. But then at some point, my 2-year-old son had enough of it and just took a little beach ball and threw it and hit me right in the face. And that was pretty much the end of my little fake nap. The nap is over. But who can blame him? I imagine a 2-year-old's like, what is Daddy doing laying right in the middle of my play area? That's where I play at, and he's laying right in the middle. He's supposed to lay down like that. He's supposed to do it on the couch at least or in his bedroom, not lay down right in the middle of my play area. So, but overall, great Father's Day. Had a good time outside playing with my son and enjoyed the food and even got a little nap in. So that's success. If you can get a nap in during the day, I call that a successful day. And so it was a successful Father's Day for me. And even got a card and some clothes that I needed really bad. My wife actually got me 3 cards, one from Johnny and Jackson, one from her, and one from the new baby girl. When I opened that up, I was a little confused by that. I was like, what? Huh? Oh, yeah, I guess that little baby girl is in there. And so Samantha got a card from her and gave it to me, and that was quite a thrill as well. And with that, this show's over, folks. Episode 2-5 is in the bag, or in the can, I guess it would be in this business. Actually, there's not even a can in this business anymore. It's just it's uploaded. It's not even uploaded. It's been recorded. I'll finish this show right now by starting this music right here to let everybody know that the show is coming to an end. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Todd Cook Show. Tune in 1 week from today, and there'll be another show waiting for you at youtube.com/The Todd Cook Show. And also, Good and Greasy, my band. Go to we start that over. youtube.com/Good and Greasy Band. There we go, I got it. youtube.com/Good and Greasy Band. And you can hear more of our songs and see more videos of us performing those songs right there. Thank you very much. Tune in next week. I'll talk. You listen.